Today we are filling buckets with Worthington diamond mine ore, and we're going to run it through our diamond recovery plant. Last fall we had a bulldozer come in and remove the overburden, and for the first time ever expose lamperite to the sun. It's never been touched before, never been uncovered. The bulldozer uncovered it, and we used an excavator and dump truck to load it up and haul it up here and dump it, and we stockpiled it under these tarps for the winter because we didn't want in the fall and winter it to get a bunch of leaves mixed in with the ore. We wanted to keep the ore as pure as possible. Also, in the winter we didn't want this to get wet and freeze, and then we wouldn't be able to process it. So we processed up until February 2nd. 2021. Today is July 13th, 2021, a Tuesday. It's hot and humid here in Arkansas, and you wouldn't think you'd have any problem with the thought of freezing, but this winter we didn't want the ore to get wet and freeze and not be able to process if we wanted to. The tarps are held down with blocks of wood that we got here locally. Right here I had a big chunk of lamperite and covered it up. You can see it's a breccia. There is some chunks of Trinity clay in there. This is sat out and weathered all winter. I don't know how easily it's going to break up. No, it's still a pretty good chunk. It's pretty solid. It only weathered on that one side, but it holds the tarp down well, and eventually I'll bust it up and run it through the plant. So all of the lamperite was like this. It was one big solid rock. The bulldozer uncovered it, the excavator dug it up, and as it dug it up, it broke it up, except for a few pieces here. But when it broke it up, it looks like it turned to dirt. That looks like dirt, but that used to be solid rock like this. Well, this rock contains all the three classic diamond indicator minerals: pyrope garnet, chromium diopside, and chromium spinel, and diamonds. And when this solid volcanic rock breaks down, it kind of looks like dirt, but it's not dirt. It's igneous rock that has just crumbled. So you can kind of see that just falling apart. So that the diamonds are inside that, and it releases it. And so this is not just brown dirt, it's igneous rock. Come on, look at this piece here. You can see, yeah, it's crumbling, it's falling apart. And see, I'd love for a diamond to roll out right now. That would be a great demonstration, but it very well could be. It's trapped inside here. It's been trapped inside this volcanic rock for eons. It was just dug up for the first time ever last fall, and no one has ever looked through it for diamonds yet. So we have a lot of dump truck loads of ore under these tarps waiting to be processed. And you might think, well, hey, if you dug it up last fall, why haven't you run it all through the plant yet? Well, life happens and you get busy with stuff, and I'll kind of tell you some things while I fill some buckets here, because I'm going to run them through our diamond recovery plant shortly. So this is a real easy way to do it. An easier way is with an excavator, and we had an excavator here until February 2nd, and then we sent it back. Oh, you see there's some bigger chunks in here. No problem with our diamond recovery plant. We've got a trommel and we roll around in there and break up. But we sent the excavator back. We don't own it. We were just renting it and the dump truck. And then we had winter here in Arkansas, which is kind of a rare thing. It got really cold, and it'd be too cold to run the plant. The pipes would freeze, and I didn't want to break and damage anything. And then we got snow. The snow was so deep we couldn't even drive in here. So, and then after winter, we moved closer to our diamond mine here. site, but we were 75 miles away, and now we're only 38 miles away. So it's not so far to come and work. But after winter and moving, we had spring and a lot of spring rains, and it was so muddy that I just get the truck stuck in here trying to work. Well, then after the rains, summer set in, and it's really been hot and humid for working. But fortunately, we stockpiled this ore over here in the shade. So as long as you're here in the morning loading it, it's not too bad. The sun gets on it in the afternoon. But I fill these 25 buckets, and it takes 25 minutes to fill them. And then take it over. I back the trailer up to the diamond recovery plant. It only takes 25 minutes to throw them all into the plant. I mean, I could run it through faster than that, but I like it to go through slowly and consistently so you don't overwhelm it. I don't want to get in a hurry and miss any of the diamonds. Another thing I'm going to do this morning while I'm shoveling, we have an order for a couple of boxes. We've also made our ore available for sale, and we have these flat rate priority boxes, and this is where we get the material. I'm filling orders that I'll mail these out today, and they've got the same chance of finding the diamond as I do because we're digging it out of the same pile. If people don't order it, I run it through the diamond recovery plant. Also, if you're coming to Murfreesboro and want to buy some, we have buckets of unsearched Worthington diamond mine ore, and we fill those same place right here out of the same pile. So the excavator dug this, the dump truck dumped it, and I just shovel it in. I'm not looking through it. I have not searched through it. So you've got the same, it's the same material I run through the diamond recovery plant, and you've got the same chance of finding a diamond as I do in this virgin, or it hasn't been searched through for 100 years like the crater diamonds, more than 100. But that's what we're doing here this morning. I'll finish filling these buckets. I don't know if you really want to watch me fill buckets all morning, but like I say, it only takes like 25 minutes. But I'll tell you real briefly about how we got the Worthington diamond mine. So I worked in diamond exploration outside the state park for 3 years. There are 7 known diamondiferous lamprite pipes to exist in a northeasterly trend from the crater of diamonds, all within 3 miles. So the volcano that brought diamonds to the surface at the crater isn't the only one. There's 7 more, so there was 8 all total. Well, we in those 3 years, we sampled, searched, did ground magnetic survey, ran material through a multi-million-dollar diamond recovery plant. Mine's not that expensive. Mine doesn't do the volume that one did, but does more volume than I could do by hand at the crater of diamonds. You know, you think there, it would take me, see, I'm not really digging, I'm scooping. I just scoop the shovel, that's easy. When I dig at the crater, I gotta dig a hole and dig it according to their rules, get the stuff I want, and fill it all back in the same day. Here, I just scoop it and run it. And whatever I don't run, I just cover up with a tarp so it doesn't get wet. I don't want it all washing away either. But and when I put it in a box to send to people, I want it to be dry for their sake. I don't want it to be all wet and everything. But so I worked in diamond exploration and recovery at a multi-million-dollar diamond recovery plant that Star Resources had up here, Diamond Exploration Inc. And I found out which pipes were the most promising. Well, one of those 7 pipes, well, they're all under private ownership, but one of them, a portion of the pipe, belonged to a man, and I contacted him, and he had 10 acres, and about an acre of it is diamondiferous lamprite. The other 9 acres is off the pipe, but it's part of one of the pipes that has produced the most diamonds in the past from the sampling that's been done. So I went over to his house, introduced myself, and said, I would like to buy your 10 acres. It's been in his family since the 1930s. Anyhow, I made him a very generous offer for that 10 acres. And he said, well, I really don't want to sell it. I think there's diamonds on it. I said, well, there may be diamonds on it. There may not. Nobody knows because nobody's ever sampled it. It was covered in a forest at the time. He finally said, I think to get rid of me, he said, well, if it's worth what you're asking, it ought to be worth double what you're asking, or what you're offering. And I said, well, sorry. And I left. And I went and I called my wife, told him what he said, and she said, well, just pay him what he wants for it, and let's get that 10 acres. So I was really surprised, and I turned around, went back and knocked on his door, and he was really surprised. He thought he'd gotten rid of me, I think. And I said, okay, we're willing to pay your price. So then he was kind of stuck. I caught him at his word, and he stuck to his word, sold us the land, even though he didn't want to sell it, and he didn't really need the money. But sold us the land, and then we got the mineral rights with the land. Then we had to hire men to bring dozens of dump truck loads of gravel in and gravel a road from this property to the new Worthington diamond mine. And it's only 1,000 feet from where I'm sitting right now, so it's close nearby. We've owned this 4 1/3 acres for 21 years now. But anyhow, we bought that 10 acres and had a road built up there that would support log trucks, and then we had a timber company come in and clear cut the timber off of it, because you can't get to the diamonds below if it's a dense forest. So they removed the trees, and we hired a bulldozer to come in and remove the stumps and get down and expose the lamprite. And once the lid to the treasure chest was opened and removed, then we got an excavator, rented it, and I used it to dig and break up, because it's solid rock. You could not dig it with a shovel. It was solid rock. It was all so hard. You couldn't get a shovel in there. You couldn't get a rock bar in there or anything. And it was just solid rock like that. And the excavator busted it up and turned it to what looks like dirt. But this is just a diamondiferous igneous lamprite breccia rock. And I'm going to run that through the plant. That's a heavy chunk. In a little bit, I'll run the plant and show you how it works. I'll back this trailer up and just throw the buckets in. And anyhow, after we had opened the lid to the treasure chest, then we brought all this material down here, and then I need to run it through the plant. And I haven't run a whole lot through. Like I said, life happens, winter happens, spring happens, but now it's summer and it's dry enough I can do it, but it's so hot. But I'm gonna work on this. I love running the plant, and so whatever I don't sell to people who order boxes or pick up buckets like this at Lovejoy Diamond Screens across from the Queen of Diamonds Inn in Murfreesboro. That's who sells these buckets. Whatever we don't sell, I'm going to run through the plant and I'll get the diamonds that's in it. Oh, I want to tell you about the shirt I'm wearing. A friend of mine, David Anderson, designed this shirt, and I love it. It says Diamond Digger on the back, and that's really what I'm doing. I'm digging diamonds and throwing it right in the buckets. And when I bought it at Gypsy Underground, which is in Murfreesboro, the Mexican restaurant Talinga's is in the curve, and right across from the curve is Gypsy Underground, and he's got a booth in there where he sells these shirts and hats. And I went in and bought a shirt and brought it home, showed my wife. She liked it so well, she said, well, I want one. So I went back up to the store and got another one. So if you're in Murfreesboro, you might go by and get you a Diamond Digger shirt and hat, and for your wife as well. And you could pick up some lamprite ore at Lovejoy's Diamond Screens. But if you don't, come to Murfreesboro. And if you want some of this ore, you can order it. And if not, I mean, no pressure. I'll just load it up and run it through our diamond recovery plant myself. And thank you for joining me, and watch the next video where we'll run it through the diamond recovery.